Hi, today we found a really interesting person. We've got a great guest. He is an American professor. We are going to give some interview. Okay, hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
my name's Robb Johnston.
Where are you from?
I'm from Michigan, from a small town, Cedar Springs, Red Flannel Town, USA.
USA. Okay, how long have you been in Japan and Kagawa in total?
In Kagawa, I've been in total probably about 9 years.
9 years.
I came in 1998 and stayed for 5 years, and then I came back again. I went back to the US and then came back here in 2009. So altogether 9 or 10 years in Kagawa.
In Kagawa, in Japan in total?
In Japan, total about 11 years.
11 years. Such a long time. What was the reason for you to choose Japan to live?
When I was younger, in junior high school, I started studying Okinawan karate,
Oh,
and one of my teammates, his mother was from Okinawa, and actually her son works as an English teacher in Kurashiki right now for the
I see.
Kurashiki Board of Education.
oh, cool. I see. That was the reason. I see. Well, so your reason to be interested in Japan was a person or people from Okinawa, but you were here in Kagawa. Do you mind if I ask?
Well, when I first graduated and was going to come to Japan, I read a bit about Japan, and from what I had read, it said Shikoku was the most old-fashioned and still a lot of traditional culture still exists in Kagawa. So when I got my first job, I came to Takamatsu.
I see. Okay, so what is your occupation? Even though the box says your occupation, can you explain everybody what you do in Kagawa?
Well, right now I work at Kagawa Kosen at the Takuma campus.
Oh,
And mainly I work in the electronic systems engineering department.
so
But I
not just
also,
English teacher.
but I teach one class also in the general ed department. Also, besides Kosen, I teach 5th and 6th grade at 3 different Mino elementary schools.
Oh,
And what's interesting about that is some of the 5th and 6th graders that I've taught from 4 years ago. Next year, the new students entering Kosen,
oh,
first year students, a few of those are going to be students that I previously taught at Mino Elementary School. So
That's
it's kind of
very-
going to be exciting, I think, next
Yeah.
year to see some of those students after 4 years. So.
yeah, that is something that you have the kind of experience you can only have just because that you've been in the same town, working in the same place for a long time. You must be so thrilled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really
Cool.
I like the
Yeah.
Mitoyo City.
I see. So I would like to ask you about our experience being in Kagawa as a foreigner. So what is the biggest culture shock in Kagawa?
Well, I'm not sure if you'd call it culture shock, but in college, I had a minor in Japanese.
Oh,
But
but
when I got here, everybody spoke Sanuki-ben.
yeah.
So I couldn't understand, especially my landlord. I spoke Hyojungo,
yes.
and my landlord could understand what I was saying, but every time when she spoke back to me, I couldn't understand what she was saying. And
Yeah.
and actually at the same time, during that time, one of my first jobs was teaching at the Yochien, or the nursery school or kindergarten,
Yeah.
in Murecho. And I learned a lot of the Sanuki-ben from those little nursery school kids.
Oh, how so?
Well, say for example, I was showing letter cards or something, and I would ask the students, 誰かこの文字知っていますか? 誰か知ってる? And some little kid would raise his hand up and 知っとる.
That's how. So you were teaching them English, and then they were teaching you Sanuki-ben. For just in case somebody who's outside of the Japan watching this show, Sanuki-ben is our dialect, kind of a very strong dialect for non-Japanese person. Is spoken in this area, Kagawa, that even the Japanese people outside of Kagawa sometimes have hard time understanding it. It's like probably an American person speaking with the Scottish people.
Maybe something
like that, I guess. Yeah, it's still Japanese.
After,
we understand.
After I after I got used to Sanuki-ben, I taught for 1 year at an international high school or international school in Tokyo, and when I spoke Sanuki-ben, for example, with people on the phone to the bank, or I would say it 5 times and they couldn't understand what I was saying. And the 5th time I would have to switch back to Hyojungo to say what I wanted to say.
Oh, that is...
So it was pretty funny.
Yeah, that is great because that means you can switch the regular Japanese to Sanuki-ben back to the regular Japanese. You must be fluent in Japanese, in both.
I try. I'm still studying, actually. I started taking some advanced Japanese courses recently, too, on the weekend.
Oh, wonderful.
So.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, the next question is, what you find unique about Kagawa? Because I know you've lived in other part of Japan, too.
Well, what I find unique about Kagawa, and I might not have known it had I not gone to work in Tokyo, that this kind of countryside area of Shikoku in Kagawa is, I feel the people have a much warmer and bigger heart and are more friendly and approachable than people that I met by chance maybe when I was in Tokyo. So I really thought that's something very unique about Kagawa.
That's a good one to hear as a local person. I was kind of a bit afraid that what's gonna come out.
Oh.
You know. But that's a great point of view looking at Kagawa, I think. Yeah. And the next question is, it's kind of very close to the previous question about what you like the most of Kagawa.
What do I like the most about Kagawa? I think I like, what I like most about Kagawa is that it's kind of countryside. Where I'm from in Michigan is very, what you call that, Inaka?
Inaka is a countryside.
So, and another thing I really like, especially about Kagawa, about Western Kagawa, is the Chosa Matsuri.
Oh, you like that? Do you involve into the Matsuri?
Sometimes, actually, some of my students at Kosen are on the Chosa team, and during the event, I join them in pushing the Chosa around at the festival, like in Onohara, maybe.
Yeah, that's a very famous part. I'm not confident if I could explain what Chosa is in English. Do you mind just give a viewer?
Chosa is a portable shrine. A portable shrine. Kind of like the Omikoshi, but much bigger. It takes about maybe 60 or more people to lift. It's usually during the festival season in the fall, the team pushes the portable shrine around the neighborhood and receives donations from the local neighborhood members, and maybe for good luck or drive the bad spirits away. I think it's a very deep tradition, especially around Kanonji and Onohara,
yeah.
Toyohama.
I see. That's so cool. If you are wondering what exactly is a chosa, Google it. There is the beautiful, what do you call it? Mobile shrine.
Mobile shrine.
The artwork is beautiful as well. So, okay, thank you. And the last question: what activity you're into currently?
Right now, I'm a member of the local fitness club out in Takuma, Takuma C-Max, or She-Max if they use it in Japanese. And like I said before, I'm also taking Japanese lessons through the Mitoyo Japanese language class at the Mino Yakuba or Shiakusho. And also, depending on what season it is, I'm also taking part in the Mitoyo Shonen Shoujo Hatsume Club.
What's that?
It's an activity put on at Kosen on Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. And it gives young children the opportunity to play with robotics kits, do chemistry experiments, get different types of experience, building race cars.
I see.
And just many, many different activities.
Regarding to the science and
In science and
that's
some of
wonderful.
the teachers from Kosen also participate in that.
I see. What age range of kids?
There's probably from very young children from Yochien, from nursery school age, all the way up through junior high.
Wow. Yochen kids get to play with the robotic.
Robotics. They can they get a little remote control
Whoa.
Lego robotics kit,
Cool.
and yeah, there's a lot of different activities depending on the season and the genre, which changes month by month.
That's wonderful. Do you mind if you could come back to the show again and then give us some presentation about the club? Because actually, before I met you, I never heard about the activity. And I'm a kind of a language nerd, never had a chance or luck with the science and mathematics. I wish I had that kind of club when I was growing up. So if you don't mind, if you could give us the
Sure.
the next
Sure.
time when you come to our show.
Maybe I'll bring a link also later, or
Yeah,
put a
please,
link down
yeah.
there.
Okay, thank you very much for coming on the show. I hope
Thank you for
enjoy-
having me.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that experience being in front of camera. Okay, thank you very much, Professor Robb Johnston, everyone. Thank you.